to let you know I can really shake 'em down.
Okay, Terry Ellen, Amherst lacrosse, attack, very special guy. What is your lacrosse background?
Lacrosse background, I grew up in Baltimore, but I played baseball up through 6th grade, and then I went over to the dark side and took up lacrosse 7th grade. And I went to Gilman, and there was a big lacrosse. Lacrosse was the stuff there. So I played midfield. Started off at defense, then played midfield, and only went to attack when I went to Amherst.
So how did you get to Amherst College?
How did I? Well, look, I'm a son of. My dad had gone to Amherst, and my brother went to Amherst. And I was not going to go. Can you edit this thing later on?
Yeah,
Okay. I was going to go to Yale. And the reason I was going to go to Yale was I wanted to be able. I thought I'd be better positioned to pick up women on the boardwalk with a Yale sweatshirt on. That was the reason, honest to God. And it never occurred to me that you could just fake a Yale sweatshirt. But I didn't. Anyway, I ended up going to Amherst and. Yeah.
Okay, so you get to Amherst College.
Yeah.
How did you get to start playing lacrosse at Amherst College?
Oh, he couldn't help but. I mean, look, my freshman year, I think, and I'll have to go back and take a look at the picture, but I think only 3 of us had played lacrosse before. And matter of fact, one of the games I remember the most was our freshman year, when we beat Williams, and they had at least 8 guys that had played lacrosse before, and they thought they were going to whip us. And 3 goals that I remember is one of our passes hit their goalie in the back of the head and went in. Another one I kicked in because there was a big scuffle. The ball was on the ground in front of the goal, and I just happened to kick it in and went in. And the other one is their goalie's trying to do a clear, standing in the crease, but he tips his stick down too much. The ball dribbles back and rolls across the line. They were so mad that we beat them that time.
But Baltimore, was really the center of everything. And I grew up in Mount Washington, and the best team in the world at the time was the Mount Washington Lacrosse Club. And so I would go down and watch their games to try to see what their strategies were. Of course, I was too cheap to actually buy a ticket. So what I would do is I would sit behind the fence, behind the goal, and I would listen to the chatter of the defense, and how they organized themselves. And I sort of tried to learn the game partly just from watching these guys play. And the other thing, which was really fun, was when I was at Gilman, which is where I played in prep school, we had a player who was the star of the Mount Washington team, was our coach. And his name was Buzzy Butnitz. And, all these guys had great names, Anyway, he would go out on the field, and he was an attackman. And he would have like 13 assists in a game. He was absolutely unstoppable, in terms of... as an attackman, not as a shooter, but as a passer. And sometimes the kids our team would be playing. He'd put on the gloves and he'd go out. He'd play with us. And some of the other attackmen would say, they would look up and the ball would be in their stick, and they didn't know how it got there. Okay.
Nah, I could go on for a long time, but I think for purposes here, I think that's plenty. Amherst is a special place. It is, and for us to pull off those 2 years of college lacrosse, it's kind of funny. I mean, I'm really Doug and Jack sort of pulling this whole thing together like this. I'm really glad that we're getting just a chance, kind of just to savor it right now while we're all still walking around. I will say one thing, Jack, and this sort of came up. Jeff Miller was talking about how Amherst will probably never be able to pull this off again, like the tail. And I do realize that we were positioned really in a fortunate time before some of the really big places came on, like UMass. We could still beat UMass, but then as they caught on and everybody started playing lacrosse, so we came along at a really special time. But then we also pulled together this team. Actually, I had forgotten it in this little thing you put together about how we surprised everybody, and I had forgotten that. No one had a clue it was coming, and that really feels sweet, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
No one saw it. We didn't even see it coming. It happened. We pulled it off.
In November, we're having a reunion, and many of these videos are in anticipation of this. And what are your thoughts? Will you be able to join others, or with your busy academic schedule, will that be possible?
Well, we'll make sure that it is. I mean, we'll definitely be there. I mean, I really look forward to it. Frankly, it's something really special to celebrate a team that was this successful. I've been saying to people, I'm pretty confident we were the last undefeated team at Amherst College. They have some very good teams now. They apparently made the Division III playoffs last year and were quite successful. But to be undefeated today is a lot harder than it was for us. You have to win the national championship to be undefeated. So I would not be surprised if we make it 50 years as the last undefeated team. But I wish the new team success, of course. And maybe they'll break this record and be only 49 years. But still, that's really something, I think, quite amazing.